with Anthony Fuhrman. Just did the Titan games.
Yep.
You're watching this, so my joke wasn't going to work. I would say he's joining us. He's still stuck on the wall.
That wall. All right, so let's
okay. We'll get to it.
We'll get to the wall. That's that damn wall.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah. So, big year. I interviewed you 2 years ago about?
Yeah, I think it was roundabout. It was 2017.
Yeah, and we went over. You can go back, listen to that old Strong Talk. We talked about your introduction in strongman, how you got into it. You're up in Colorado and active military and all that. So we're going to, we'll go back and people can worry about that. Today, we're just going to go over what you've been doing this year and everything.
Everything since, right? It's been a lot. It's been a very weird kind of fast-paced thing I had going on. I don't know. It's phenomenal. So
let's start off. After you talked, you had just won your pro card in the 105 kilogram division. You won Mid-Atlantic Strongman Challenge, a shirt I'm actually wearing.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, and put on by Lynn Morehouse, and then everything from there just kind of, it seems like, started in strongman.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, I won that. It's a good feeling. And then I just kind of focused on the next task. It was America's Strongest Man last year, 2017. What year were we in?
19 now.
We're 19 now, but it was Strongest Man 2017.
Yeah.
And that was my first pro show, so I was amped. I was ready. I was excited.
How'd you end up placing that one? I don't remember.
Oh, well, I came in second. Me and James had the one-arm farmer hold of doom.
Of course I remember that. Yeah, you tied for first.
Yeah.
And then, you had a farmer hold off with one hand, and he had one bicep.
I'll tell you what, though. His wily veteran status came out of that. You go back and look, you see him lean back a little bit. Rest a little bit of that weight on them legs.
Of
just
course.
A tiny bit. And I'm standing there straight up trying to be a badass, staring him in the eye. And then my hand goes, and nothing I can do.
Yeah. You push your knee out a little bit, just get it resting nice in the thigh.
Yep.
But that is how you have to, those are the kind of things people don't think about in the sport.
Not at all. Those are the little.
Yeah. It's not all athleticism and being strong and, there's just the little tips and tricks. And James probably has as many of them as anyone.
I think more than anyone. He's helped me constantly since I've known him. So
then we go into 2018.
Yep.
You do the Arnold Amateur, right?
Yep, I did the heavyweight amateur.
I
made day 3, main stage. Went into it I think 6th, and then I finished 8th overall.
Yeah, and that's a good solid placing. Making the main stage is the goal for the main goal for that. I'm sure going forward, we'll get into it what you're doing next. I think it's probably a little bit better than 8th is your goal, but I want to get into what, how did this all, getting casting, did you submit a casting for the Titan Games? How did that all come out?
So, I would have to say it started back, probably back at around Worlds a little bit before 2017.
Okay.
That's when I started wearing the women's booty shorts and shit, and that's when I started getting more comfortable, around people and on video. And, I've always been a little bit extra in my whole life. And it's just kind of.
Started being yourself a little more.
Yeah. And I was able to, I would like to say I turned it up to 10, but I think I was just myself. I didn't turn it up at all. That was just me being me. And it caught the eyes of some of the casting producers because they were looking for kind of everyday people. I wouldn't necessarily call myself an everyday person when it comes to strength.
You're not The Rock. I think that's what they mean. Not people that are already super famous and known,
Right.
A lot of people have a fault, there's a lot of good athletes on that show, but they're not playing in the NFL, etc.
Exactly. I actually know a couple people, they do professional OCR, my one buddy, he won the Broken Skull Challenge and he wanted to do it. And they're like, no, you can't do this.
Yeah.
So, they were trying to make it as level as they could. They weren't trying to have people that were proficient on this stuff.
Right. Or didn't already have some sort of exposure on television. It's probably more. Right. Yeah. It's a good thing that 105 is World's Strongest Man isn't on TV for you then.
I mean,
been screwed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Actually, come to think of it, I guess it's a small blessing. But
yeah,
moving forward, we're going to try and change that, though. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely needs to. So, what was it like? You're just starting, like you said, to, because to be honest, we did the last podcast and it was fine, but there's a lot of like hellos. And then, like, the last 10 minutes, you started to crack some jokes. I'm like, oh, we got a good flow here. Too bad we've been talking for hours plus. And...
it's just, I think it comes with experience as anything else. I hadn't done it before. I was a little nervous on the center stage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I don't get the center stage, I throw a goddamn hissy fit. So.
So what was the first, they contact you. How did that go? Did you, it was just like a phone interview?
It was, I think it was on Facebook Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, hey, you should take a look at this and apply. And I'd already heard about it, but I was going to apply because I never thought I'd get on it, to be honest with you. I mean, me on a reality TV or, competition TV show, it's not something I ever thought I'd be on. And he talked me into it. He was like, hey, dude, you should do it. You got a good chance. And I was like, all right, shaka bra, let's do this.
Was it just some sort of like just producer or like talent that like just some random person? You're like, is this person even like real?
Like I had to check him out. I had to check him out. Yeah, I did a little background. Turns out he was real. So then I said okay, and we did a Skype interview, and he kind of did an interview with me in background and had me send some clips of training and stuff. You saw some of the training clips I sent on the TV show. Yeah. Some of the stuff like deadlifting the Jeep full of bikini models and. All the Flama Blanca stuff.
Yeah. How does that even come about? How do you pick a nickname? Was it did you pick your own nickname? That's what we got to get to.
I 150% do not fully recall how this came about.
Four Locos started it, right?
It must have been a Four Loco night. Because I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm here in Tampa, so I'm surrounded by Latin culture and influence and all that stuff. And I fully understand that law is the female, and I think it's hilarious. And I think that's one of the funnier parts. It started off as a joke.
Yeah.
I think it's the female booty short thing kicked it off, and I just went with it. And it was kind of like, I didn't really do anything with it for a while. And then I found out people kind of liked it and hated it. And I enjoyed both the like and the hate.
Well, there is something to be said when people are annoyed by you. It's usually a good thing.
Yep.
Especially, when you're in a sport like this where there's a lot of strong dudes, there's a lot of people that are unknown, and they're just kind of sitting around, being strong and getting annoyed if anyone. It's like everyone just go deadlift, go do this, but if you try to do any like thing a little eccentric or a little out, like it ruffles feathers.
I'm fully aware. There's probably at any given time 3 or 4 people sitting down in America that are stronger than me in my weight class. I'm fully aware of that. But what they're not doing is they're not competing. They're not talking about it. They're not training right. Because once again, this is why I have a problem with Larry Wheels thinking he's going to do what he's going to do. Boy, you bring yourself on deadlift, you're going to beat me. But let's do a medley, a loaded medley. Come on now. It's different things.
Yeah. Well, it just takes experience, just like even, how James Deffenbaugh beat you in a farmer's hole just because he knows one little trick doesn't mean he's necessarily stronger than you or has better grip.
Exactly.
I've been more proficient.
All right. So, for example, the deadlift medley at this past Worlds, I was maybe the 4th best deadlifter there in our weight class.
Mm-hmm.
I won the deadlift medley because I had this in my head. I knew speed and reckless abandon was what it was going to take. Yeah. Schumacher out deadlifts me by like 80, 90 pounds at least.
Sure. He's like 50 though, right?
I think he's actually 60. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
He was talking about Medicaid benefits were there, but I don't know if that was for him or
a friend.
A friend.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. Like, he's a phenomenal deadlifter, but doing it where you have to move in between each implement and just you don't get as much time to set up. You just have to go for it.
Yep.
It's different. Than just, who's the best power lifter, who has the best powerlifting total.
Yeah, it ain't strongman. It ain't gonna help you if you do your little tippy toe Fred Flintstone powerlifting setup. It ain't gonna help you. Sorry, powerlifters.
No, you can't do that. So, yeah, going into so going forward, they start. Do you have to fly out to do like an in-person interview?
Yeah, so they flew. They picked 100 and some change of us from the first interviews and applications and stuff to go out to LA and do a combine.
Okay.
And they got us out there, and we were there. It was probably a 10, 12-hour day, and it was like a monkey bar for 2 minutes up and down, like it was an elevated monkey bar. And that was our first event of the day. And I remember some people went before me. They were going so long their hands tore open. We had a deadlift later in the day, so I was like, I'm just thinking. I remember if my hands start to go, I'm letting go. I'm not going to give up my hands for this stupid ass monkey bar.
Right.
And that's what I did. I went up and down for about a minute and some change of the 2 minutes, and was like, all right, I'm good. It was fast. They were, it's not every day you see a 250 pound man flying up and down monkey bars like that.
No,
so
definitely not.
Yeah, and there was like some sprinting, some jumping, some obstacle course stuff. There was a deadlift max. I tore my hamstring a little bit on the sprint event.
Of course.
Go figure. It was the first time I sprinted in years.
Every strong guy tears their hamstring again when they decide they can sprint.
And so I went to deadlift. I think I hit like 675 for the biggest deadlift of the combine on a torn hamstring. So,
sure.
Yeah.
675 is a lot. Not in the 105,
right.
strongman ranks, but if you're just at a general group of athletes.
I've been around strongman so long that I've been accustomed to that kind of strength, and being around them, I got to tell you, it was almost like a turning point in my strongman career, was realizing how goddamn strong I am. Because you're around strong people so much, you don't feel strong sometimes. You just don't, especially weird. Guys like me and Terry and them, that we always go up to the heavyweights and get beat up by them a little bit, then come back down. We're always trying to go higher. You feel weak sometimes.
Yeah, well, you watch like Hafthor and deadlifting 1,000-something pounds and everything. You're like, well, that's not me.
Yeah.
And it is tough. Your scope of view like totally changes, and it kind of gets a little, bastardized in a way. You lose reality of it.
You do.
And that's the thing I love when, people start bashing on someone, especially if they start to get some sort of recognition or anything. They go, oh, he's not even as strong as this. He's fucking strong. Like, well, he's 2% less strong than that guy. Like, doesn't matter. It's,
we can get into the hate a little later. I have some fun things to say about the hate. I love it because I love the hate.
I get it all the time. People say that, I'm not even strong, or I don't lift or anything. I'm like, well, first off, I'm not really trying to do that right now, but in the grand scheme of things, I can still do fine. Not no 675 pound deadlift, but
right. But not everyone even needs that shit. I mean, look, my very, very, very good friend, the other Twin Tower, Nick Camby, he is not the best deadlifter in the 105s. He's been working on it. He's improved a lot, but when we talk about me, Sean, Terry, the guys with the big pulls, he's not up there, but he's a threat every time we compete. So
he beat you at Worlds last, in 2017.
Yep, because he beat the shit out of me in the truck pull. Yeah, which I tried to bully through it. I had no technique. I didn't know what I was doing, and it cost me big time.
Sure. Yeah. No, it's a whole different thing, man.
Yep.
I don't get. Everyone wants to know like what numbers they need to start, and it's like you kind of need to start doing. You obviously have to get strong, but you need to do the events, and you need to learn how to compete. It's different strengths.
The biggest thing, you have to do a competition and see where you are. Where do you place? How do you do against everyone?
Yeah.
Do you need to get stronger? Where do you need to get stronger? And my favorite thing is people want to improve their press, squat, and deadlift all in the same 8 to 12 weeks. And it's like, all right, you can improve a little bit in each, or we can pick something, because you're going to have to overwork it. You're going to have to overproduce,
Yeah, well, I'll have like a client where they're complaining that their squat feels weak, but they're, 4 weeks out of pulling a max deadlift. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
You can worry about that later. That's not going to affect the score sheet right now.
Yeah, the big secret, I think, no one understands is for squat, for example, there's some weeks my squat feels like dog shit. it's poo. I back off, and if it feels like poo and I'm not getting what I want out of it, I'll back off and work what I was going to do at lower weights, and I'll move on the accessories. Check mark. You know, you can't beat yourself up and get mad. You just can't do it because sometimes it's not there.
Yeah, you got to do it on the day. You know, you get a program, you try to stick to it, especially if it's not something that's actually going to be in the upcoming competition.
Right.
Get in what feels how hard that should have been. You know, back off 10%.
Sorry, I had an incoming phone call.
That's all right. Yeah. Well, so after you did all the tryouts and you played around with some monkey bars and you pulled 675 and everything, what did you feel like you're going to advance on? Did you have to do like an in-person interview or anything?
Yeah, we did like a little sit-down interview there as part of the combine.
They try to get your sob story.
All right, so I won't say sob story. They're looking for background stories on people.
They need to.
It's a humanity portion of it, and
it works. That's a part of television. That's the thing that strongman gets wrong more than anything when they show all these guys.
The people behind. Sorry,
Who are they?
Called me twice. They didn't get the message.
Probably watching. Want to join in?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that's the thing that strongman, as far as it's being televised, gets wrong the most. It's like, who are these guys? No one cares how much. Like, oh, this guy deadlifted a little more. A couple people care about that, but they want to be able to relate to that person.
The thing that they get wrong. So my experience with network television compared to strongman and how it's promoted and all that stuff is, people don't care about strongman unless they're into strongman.
Yeah.
So, right. So the Titan, no one really cared about the Titan games. No one's into the Titan games. Like, no one woke up like, I love the Titan games. They haven't seen it yet. What they did was they created a backstory for people. They presented each person as, I want to say, equal, kind of competitors, and they humanize each person. And that's how you draw the attention. And
sure.
It's not.
And they used to do a better job with this at Worlds. If you watch some of the old ones, there's like more little backstories. There's little ones now, but they kind of go into it expecting like everyone already knows who these people are.
Exactly. They
like,
expect
you remember Eddie? Yeah, he's back. He's doing this. His fingers don't hurt now. It's like,
yeah, I get you. Like, everyone knows the mountain. Everyone's gonna know the mountain. Yet that's
but they don't. That's the thing.
It's true. I mean, yeah, even with the HBO thing, it's not quite where he should be. He should be.
He has a mask on for everything but two scenes.
You're right. Yeah, with his level of strength and what he's done and what he's been able to do, he should be getting real movie gigs.
Oh, he's doing fine, but the thing is, people think everyone knows him out. More people know him, but everyone that tunes in to watch World's Strongest Man, they don't. That's why they have to mention he is too.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
Yeah, just doing some backstories I think helps, and I think it's especially important in strongman where, it's hard to humanize someone who's 6'9" and 440 pounds and looks like the biggest person anyone's ever seen. Like, you need to humanize that person even more.
I mean, it's especially hard to humanize them when they have a beard and scowl and sit down after everything.
Yeah,
it's
true.
It's tough. It's tough for people to connect with that. They don't connect with that. No one grows up aspiring to be 6'9", 440 pounds.
I tried, but I didn't get there.
It's just not a thing. They aspire to the strength, which is what you need to hammer on instead of size, in my opinion. Because people understand strength, they don't understand what it's just tough.
And relatable strength. Like, I think they're doing a good job with the Arnold. They're making the building size implement. They're going to be wheeling it around. It's off a famous movie that was made before both of us were probably born, but still from a movie.
Yeah. That is pretty
Wheel
cool.
of Pain from Conan. Yeah,
that is
like stuff
cool.
like that. That's what I remember. Like, when you watch like the old strongman, like deadlifts are cool, but it's just a plate with a bar. That could be 800 pounds. That could be 500 pounds. No one.
I remember
really
John Paul pressing natural stones on top of a fucking waterfall.
Yeah, right.
And I remember Magnus Magnuson deadlifting Flintstone rocks. That's what I remember. I
Yeah.
remember Kaz putting on a goddamn diaper and scaring the shit out of people with his eyes and then throwing them out of the sumo circle.
Yeah. Well, it makes, because that's the problem is it's kind of a fine line, because you look at someone like that as a kid, that's like you're watching a superhero, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you almost don't want to humanize them. So it's a fine line there.
True.
They got to be larger than life.
But the best superheroes have a human side.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to put it in there. Like, oh, here's his little weakness. You know, he's this.
That's why everyone hates Superman.
No, he's the worst.
He ain't got no human side. He's just Superman. Get out of here. You ain't special.
Oh, my parents shipped me off from a planet.
Yeah.
Across to the cornfield in Kansas.
Boo! I haven't had to work for anything in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little off topic there, but that's okay.
That's called a podcast.
That's a podcast.
So when did you actually get the news you were going to be on the show?
It was late summer.
Were you late summer for anything?
I was training for. All right, so I knew that I had the potential being on the show, and I also knew that America's Strongest Man was coming up. So I was trying to do some weird hybrid training,
right,
to get ready for both simultaneously, which was tough. Looking back, hindsight, I should have just focused on the show.
Sure.
Lost a little bit more weight and not worried about strength so much, because it turns out I had way more than enough strength for that TV show.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, you deadlift like 800 pounds. What, it goes down to 700. You still gonna have you gonna have a weaker deadlift than anyone? No.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's tough up here though too. Sometimes.
Oh, of course.
You don't necessarily want to lose strength, and I knew that it was my strength really that got me on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, and then I didn't really know what was going to happen on the show, so I just kind of went with that route. Hopefully it would take me through.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
How did you adjust your training? Do you even know? Like, you don't really know what they give you any sort of clue of what it's going to be?
No, I added some more steady state cardio to my training, more kind of bodybuilding type accessory work, which I've actually kept because I enjoyed it so much.
Both.
The steady state I cut back a little bit for Worlds, but I'm actually getting ready to amp that back up again because I actually enjoyed it. It's nice to just do something for a half hour and just kind of lose your mind and not have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
So that's really how I trained it. And just kept going. I figured this would be good. And it was all right. It turned out okay. Could have been worse.
Yeah, it just looked so, the first event went really well.
Yeah, so I was, it was funny to me when
it was a truck pull.
When they told me what it was, I immediately went to I was in my head, I was like, oh man, they knew I hurt my leg sprinting combine. They're setting me up. But it turns out, it was very well suited to me. To be honest, I think a lot of those challenges would have been well suited to me because they were a lot of them were strength based. I don't know about that pole vault though. I don't know about that one.
I was watching that. I was thinking that would have been fun.
Yeah, I think I'm afraid I would have, especially climbing up it at the end. I think I would have snapped it.
You probably would have liked to grab, the Rock's golden pole though. That would have been fun. They had to pull the whole thing.
Who wouldn't want to grab the Rock's golden pole?
I don't know.
Who wouldn't? Show me that man, and I'll show you a liar. Yeah,
there's a lot of liars out there too.
A lot of liars.
So the event you did, you basically there's like what was it? There's a couple like sheets of something. There's like a rock or something, and you're pulling it up through like different barriers. You got to break them.
The event was called Uprising, based on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's actual workouts to get him where he's at.
Oh.
So it's concrete slabs. There was, I think, 5 stories of them, and there was double stacked in the middle. And you were attached to some 40-pound anvil, I think, and you just, you run and try and break through them.
Yeah.
Turns out the first one was a little tougher because you didn't get much momentum, so it kind of jarred you back.
Yeah.
Once I got a little bit of steam behind me, it was, I felt it.
It looked like at the end that you went through like 2 at the same time, like it just went straight through.
So I did, and I think part of that is I had a lot more time to build up the force necessary, and I saw the lever, and I was right there, and I kind of pushed through that last one a little bit too. I didn't necessarily break through it.
Yeah,
I kind of was like, nope, nope, and it reached down to grab. So,
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It worked out well.
Yep.
Then, I think it's hard to know what you're going to be doing for a show. They don't tell you like, oh, here's Mount Olympus. Right?
No, because they want everyone they want everyone to be on equal footing.
Yeah, like old time strongman.
Yes.
Show up and do
exactly. Oh, guess what? The show turned out fine. You didn't know the events, strongman promoters. Just saying, everyone had a blast. Strongman promoters.
Yeah, you could have. If you would have known that there was little barrels, you could have just set all those up and just been.
That would have changed everything.
Yeah.
That would have changed everything. And
I think that's one of those kind of things. They have to be constantly changed, or else it kind of people. They start replicating it. Like I think that happened with Stone Cold show, right? Like
I know people that have Ninja Warrior courses set up and Broken Skull things set up because they know what they need to train, and it takes some of the fun out of it because you don't get to see a 245-pound man low crawl over barrels because he can't get his footing.
Just slam into a go down the slide, go head. How'd that feel? You went down the slide.
So
you went head first, I think.
I did. Well, I tumbled.
Tired.
I tumbled. So like I went head first and then I landed and went down. So the beautiful scene where the announcer goes, "Where did Anthony Fuhrman go?" I was recovering because I slammed into that damn wall.
You just got a concussion.
It jarred my knee a little bit and knocked the wind out of me a little bit, and Looking back, I should have just pushed through it, but like at the time, I was like, "Oh my god, that hurt!" Like, what do I do?
It looked like again, you're 250 pounds, like you're a little more weight going down those.
Yeah,
and you look like he's like, did you slam your head straight into it, or?
I might have. I don't know. I don't remember, so I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
So I hate to say it, but I was watching it with my wife, and she laughed pretty hard.
I mean,
she started cracking up.
I get it. I get why.
Jesus.
I get why. I do everything full. I do everything full throttle, whether it's concussions. It don't matter. But yeah, I tell you what. Honestly, what got me the most in that course was those barrels. Once, getting on the first one wasn't too bad because you had a little step. But once I fell down, getting back on them took so much out of me. Like it was bad. Like I almost pulled a France and gave up like right after the barrels, but I just decided not to.
Well, and that's the thing people understand. Like, even if you're stronger, to like, you got to wheel the little thing around the chain, and if you're stronger, if you're gassed, you're gassed.
Stupid thing about that was my fault. Instead of going around the other side and using my leverages, I was like, no, I'm gonna row. I'm just like I was trying to freaking bully it, and I had nothing left to bully.
And, and once you are gassed too, it's harder to think straight.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I learned that lesson, that hard lesson. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it went down.
Yeah, it was I think you represented well, though. I mean, I couldn't get Charity on today, someone who could actually win the show, but
I tell you what, yeah, she's going to be hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, well, she's putting in the work. She's doing great. So
she did phenomenal. It was watching her pull that damn stone was just one of the coolest things.
Yeah. Like everyone else struggled with it, even guys were pulling it.
I was watching James Tank do it. I was at the last wall as he was pulling the stone, and I was watching him, and I was like, I got to get over there because if I get my hands on that stone, I can catch him.
Yeah,
I couldn't get over
that. They say it's like 200-something pound stone, just you got to pull it with a chain.
Yeah.
So it's not, by strongman standards, it's 200-something pounds, and you're dragging it, and it's round. So
yeah, I would have very much, if I could have got there, but I didn't. So there's no point in. I didn't do it.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
But then, so you go in, you get to, then you got to start preparing for Worlds, which I think was probably from last year. I assume was your goal this year, other than you got called to Hollywood and everything. But
yeah, well, I mean, the Hollywood was kind of an unplanned thing this year. Just kind of opportunity presented itself, and I had to seize it. Yeah, had to seize that.
Yeah, you have that's what you have to do, especially if you're in a sport where you can get some notoriety like strongman, especially in the lower weight class, even in the heavyweights. I've seen plenty of guys, pros, that are like, no, I'm preparing for this, so I'm going to skip out on that. You got to take every little chance. Yeah,
you got to put yourself out there.
Even if it's something that you're like, oh, this might do something, and you're just doing a Instagram live with someone, you're like, oh, Only doing nothing.
I gotta take a pause here for 1 second. Oh, delicious. The Bankster berry is very delicious. Bang.
The new flavor.
Anyways, yeah.
You can't even get this.
You got to put yourself out there. You got to take chances. I'm so sick and tired of people focus on one competition. I can't do anything else. I got this. Bitch, just be strong all year.
Yeah, I think it's a good – well, if you watch the pros, like Kielkowski's competing in 2 weeks in Santa Monica, and Lissus and everyone, and then they're going to do the Arnold. It's the same – and the same events. Like, you know, they probably just, you know, the guys that are already qualified are just probably going to go 85%.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not going to grind through that last rep. They're going to leave their deadlift a little lower. The smart ones, at least.
Yeah.
You know.
My question, the Arnold Australia is what, like 2 weeks after the Arnold Columbus? Something like that?
It's usually pretty close.
Guys do the Arnold Columbus and then go to the Arnold Australia and compete.
Yeah, all the way on the other side of the world.
It's. I think Eddie did it the 1 year. That's where he pulled the world record or something.
Yep.
It's, guys, amateur strongman, step your fucking game up.
Well, I think that's the difference between being a pro is you just kind of, you get past that, like, part of you're worried about this and peaking. You're just like, no, I'm an athlete. Like, they have me here. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do that.
But we need more pros. We need more pros. I need these amateurs to step their game up and come be a pro to give everybody more competition, keep everyone going.
So you want to get into that a little bit, just the state of 231 middleweight strongman?
So I think we right now in the 231 105K class in America especially, we live in some very blessed times for strength in this class. We have some phenomenal athletes. Phenomenal athletes. We got some real guys coming up. I'm excited to see Jordan Donaldson finally, get in with us, because that dude, he's been a guy too, almost under the radar, but I don't know why, because he's very athletic and he's very strong. So he's gonna be exciting to watch in beat. It's gonna be real fun to beat him. There's Tommy Sharp. He just competed at Worlds. It was his first show, I think, since he won his pro card. Maybe he might have done one in between. Very exciting to watch. He's got a very good press. And once these guys, they start putting little pieces together, there's going to be shows where 6 people could win.
Sure.
And that's exciting to watch.
Yeah, that's, and do you have any insight on, I heard that there's going to be some sort of more pro-ams or something with Strongman Corporation this year, but I don't know what that means.
So I know really California Strongest Man, they're doing it's not a pro-am, it's just open pro. So we're going to go out there and the middleweights, heavyweights, mix it up together.
Nice.
And if I have the ability, my ass is going to be out there, because that makes me better. That going against Trey Mitchell, come on, buddy, I'm going to give you a run for your money. And if you beat me, I ain't going to admit it. I'm just going to deny it.
You're going to be like, well, he's bigger.
Yeah, you're bigger, man. What you want? You got the beard, you got the belly, you got those big ass stones, man. What am I supposed to do with that? And then if I beat him, he's never hear the end of it. So
you got the ripped shorts.
Yeah, I ain't got no ripped shorts. My shorts are all too nice to be ripped. I can't compete with that.
It just shows you haven't put in the deadlift reps like Trey has.
I guess not. I just got to grind them up. Well, I don't wear shorts that go down that far. I can't rip shorts when they're not there.
Yeah.
But
you can't rip them if they're not there. But yeah, then you can just say that you, I placed the highest out of the 105s.
Yeah, there's always a silver lining. Always a silver lining. Always. That's I think that is a mental edge I have a lot of times when I compete. Is I've never been in a competition where I lost. Ever.
I get what you mean.
Never. When I went to my first Arnold as a heavyweight amateur, statistically wise, I came in 23rd. But what I got out of that show made me who I am today. I won that show, and I got to wear a damn Ric Flair robe in the Arnold Classic, and do the Flair strut after a deadlift. Win.
You got to repost a video of that if you got it.
I have to look. I might have it.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh yeah, that was. No one knew me yet. I was still low key.
That was like a Ric Flair. outfit.
Yeah, it was baby blue. It had the white feathers and everything.
Uh-huh.
It said Nature Boy on the back.
I get you.
Yeah.
But no, I totally get what you mean, and I think that's something that people don't take is, you won this title, you did this, but I think if you didn't, the lessons it teaches you from pushing your body to as far as it possibly can go, and putting it on the line and going out there and failing, failing, that doing all that, my strongman career has taught me who I am, and I wasn't, for a long time, I wasn't anywhere near good. I was just a local level. I mean, it took me 5 years to win a local show, right? But pushing at that, it doesn't matter what level you're at, but just striving to be better and better. And it humbles you, it changes you, it makes you more, I think, more confident in who you actually are, because you put it all out there. You're like, what do I have to lose? You realize you're like, well, this person doesn't like me. They see me in a weakness. It's already happened. I've embarrassed myself plenty of times.
I embarrass myself daily. It's not even a big deal anymore. I don't even care.
Yeah.
And it's just like small things. Like, yeah, I failed on the Mount Olympus. I know my weakness is at. So if I do get invited back, guess what I'm doing? I'm gonna go down to the nearest forest, chop down about 6 or 7 trees, build some rotating barrels, and I'm gonna run across them for 2 hours a day if I have to.
You can do it like those logging competitions where they just spin on one over and over.
I'll do some logging competitions. I'll do a Highlander game followed by a logging competition followed by an Olympic meet. I don't even care. I'll do it all because it's all applicable. It's all gives you experience. It all humbles you.
Yeah.
And humble's it's not a bad thing, eating humble pie.
No.
You take a slice of it, you put it down there, and you shit out ego. That's how it works.
Because you earned it at that point.
Yeah, you earned it. If you can eat that humble pie and admit where you did wrong and what you did, you can give your ego a boost out of that. That's funny.
I need to touch on Worlds, this year a little bit because it was a dominating performance. You get the invite.
Thank you, sir.
Lynn Morehouse puts it on again. What was your, training like going into the show? What your mindset? Like before you get there, what was, what was everything like? Were you dialed in, everything? It seemed like you're more, I'd say like the past later part of this year, your training's been pretty focused. You're confident.
Yeah. Yep. So coming back for the Titan Games, it changed my perspective up here in my mind. That's what it did. It gave me some confidence, believe it or not, I didn't have. With every great man comes a bunch of self-doubt. I'll tell you that.
That's for sure.
Experiencing that and experiencing those high-level athletes and how they treated me and how they looked at me and how I performed and got along with them, it changed everything. And I realized whatever I want, I'm going to take.
Sure.
It's on me. No one's going to help me. No one's going to do it for me. I got to do it. So I set a goal to win World's Strongest Man. That's what I wanted. And I wasn't shy about telling people because 2 reasons. One, it held me accountable. Because once I put it out there, no one's going to let me forget it.
Oh, you'll eat humble pie, but no one wants to.
Right.
You're going to do everything you can to not.
When you make a big move like saying, I'm going to win, that's a big it's a commitment. That's what it was. To me, it was a commitment. I was committing to myself that I was going to accomplish this. And I did. I focused. But the thing is, I didn't focus on the events necessarily. Small example, that the wheelbarrow medley, I didn't train it one time. Not once. I didn't pick up a Husafel. I haven't picked a Husafel up since last Arnold. Because you got to break the events down, right? I saw a 300-pound Husafel, which if you're at Worlds and you can't pick that easily, you got other issues. And you had to load it to a 24-inch platform, pretty much.
You just got to drop it in.
That's not training.
You don't even
have
to stand up.
No, that's not even training at that point. That's being violent with the action, smooth and violent. Same with the sandbag. I did train the sandbag toss a couple weeks before with James Deffenbaugh in Tom Wood's office up in Raleigh. But I only did that once or twice. And once I got the hang of it, game on,
For sure.
So, but what I focused on was my conditioning and my strength. That's what I focused on mainly. I worked a little bit of the press medley, just getting used to that volume in that short time, transitions and stuff, but it's nothing.
Right.
It's nothing you should be training. You shouldn't prioritize. Because all right, what's the point of training that medley at submaximal weights if I can't hit the goddamn competition weight? You got to get strong enough to hit competition weight before you can start worrying about transitions.
Oh, totally. It has to be where it is that whole medley submaximal, so then you have to worry about the transitions.
Exactly. And it's, I think that's where a lot of failure is in a lot of people's training methodologies is just they worry too much about specific things instead of being the best overall strength athlete they can be.
Yeah, I think there's the other side to that is that if someone is newer and they're not as proficient in the implements, you kind of have to learn them. But if you've been doing it for a couple of years, you know how to pick up a Husafelt, you know how to lift a log.
That's a fair point. Yeah, if you're brand new, hold on. Yeah, let me back up. Yeah, good. Let me back up a little bit. If you're brand new, yeah, you got to get familiar.
Yeah, then the most important thing is knowing how to actually do this stuff and transfer your strength. But once you do them, you can do it once or twice, and you're like, oh yeah, all right, I get it. Put the hand here, throw it like that, and you're strong enough and conditioned enough. Yeah,
it's power. Yeah, it's strength and power, two different things.
I totally agree. You don't have to do the events ad nauseum as much once you have the base and you compete a lot, and that's why these pros can compete every weekend or every other weekend.
Yep. That yoke sandbag medley. The first time I ever shouldered a 300-pound sandbag was warming up for that. I got there and I was just like, man, my fucking back's a little stiff. I don't want to try and load that, because I hate extension sucks, especially when your yoke is 56, 58 inches or whatever, because you have to carry it down there, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was like, maybe I can bully the sandbag, and it went up on my shoulder, no problem, warm up, and I was like, all right, I'll do it in the medley. Paid off because you just walk down there and boom, right over the yoke. So
for sure, yeah, that's something that, when Obi competes like that a lot. Because he played athletic.
If you can do it, do it. Yeah, if you can do it, do it. It's real simple. A lot of guys they can't do it, so I'm sorry for your problems, but.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel like that approach. It's a mental thing. Some people they get so bogged down with the specifics, and they do very well doing it very specific as well.
Yeah, you're right, 100% right.
You kind of have to know what kind of athlete you are.
It is, because not everyone can do it the way I do. You get guys that are very cerebral, and they just can't make the connection to do it recklessly like I do. They can't, they lose something, and when that little signal shoots down their brain to their muscle, they lose something there because it's too reckless.
Yeah. Well, and not just reckless, but you realize like picking up a Husafeld off the ground a little bit, it's 300 pounds. Like if your deadlift's fine and, you're also training stones, and what's the point? You realize at a point that all these things are kind of the same movement.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they are. Like Zercher will get you better. Husafeld will get you better stones, will get you better sandbag, it'll get you better deadlifts. Everyone needs to start Zercher and keep Zercher. I brought it to NBC, so I don't know what else I could do with it.
That's about it. Hey, you're doing it in the athlete promo. Are you just sitting there? Everyone, I wonder, have you seen any? It's hard to know, but like comments from people that don't follow you or Strongman, be like, what was he doing with that barbell?
I haven't really.
I'm sure a lot of people are wondering that.
Yeah, they got to be wondering it, but I haven't really done the whole search in people's comments. Not that I don't care. It's just that I've talked to some people that have been down this path before, and they're like, hey, you might not want to see what everyone's saying.
Oh, it's way better not to. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to hear the nice things, but yeah, you can go down that rabbit hole and you can waste a whole lot of time.
Well, it's not even that I mind hearing the bad things. I think it from my experience, I think it's bugged me more hearing bad things from people that I know and I respect and I like.
Oh, of course.
Because
I'm kind of like,
I'm like, dude, I'd never put you down like that.
If someone's a stranger, then they don't even, they're just commenting like that's just some dude they watch on TV. It's
bring
different.
the hate. That's fine. But if you know me and like you're still
got a beer with you or something, you're like, come on.
You're still gonna throw some shade, like, all right,
text me.
Guy. Yeah, text me or prepare for some sort of online war here, buddy. Because it's just like that's not something you do to your friends. People,
Yeah.
That's all right though.
They'll get over it.
Get over it. I already got over it. I took that and shit out my ego. I'm good. So,
you did really well at Worlds, but you didn't win the stones. You won every event.
So stones.
I was almost gonna like congratulate you when that happened. I'm like, wow, you won every event. That was great. But when I was watching, I'm like, what? You lost it.
I decided to kind of not that last stone. I wanted that last stone for two reasons.
Yeah.
One, I knew no one else was gonna get it, and two, that to me that would have been like the ultimate like cap, the little cherry on the top of everything. So I took my time a little bit trying to get myself, keep my energy down so I could give that last stone a go. And I honestly think I need to change up my technique on stones a little bit. I think I'm gonna start adopting. I come over too much still. I think I'm gonna start coming around the sides a little more because I have the strength, and that makes the extension easier for me.
You think just with a bigger diameter stone, or just stones in general?
I think stones in general. I'm gonna start working a little more around the sides as opposed to over top, because I tend to hit a wall on my extension when I come too far over top. Where if I'm lower, that gives me another couple inches that I can extend. And like I said, I have the strength to do it. I can grip and hug the sides,
Yeah, without involving the biceps too much.
Right. And that's I'm going to give that a go, and I think that's going to help.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what's next?
So next, a lot of it is depending on my career path. As of right now, I'm supposed to be going to Fort Knox, Kentucky to be on the U.S. Army fitness team.
Okay.
They created a strongman slot for me.
That's cool.
It's very, I can't say enough how, I'm getting to do what I love and paid to do it. So that'll be my job, is training and competing.
So training and competing in strongman, or is there like do they have their own like little thing you go do with them?
It's functional fitness is the target,
okay.
But they created, like me, I'm going to be able to do strongman, some powerlifting. I can kind of pick and choose.
But like they're not competitions put on by the Army. It's just
they're trying to get out there and just show people that soldiers can do everything.
So you're Captain America now. That's what you're saying?
Kind of. I don't know about Captain America. I don't think he has.
You're gonna have to have Bing send me a case of stuff. You keep doing the product placement. I'm sure they sent. I'm sure they sent you a couple, but I still have to buy those things at the gas station.
Full disclosure, Bang doesn't sponsor me or nothing. I know. I just love them.
They're nice. I think it's the only way I'm getting through fatherhood. Still being able to do my job.
I don't like coffee. I'm not a fan of coffee. So although this isn't a product placement, this is just something with personal experience. I did try the Kaz coffee. I don't know if have you tried that yet?
He sent me some, and then I had my kitchen flooded, and I had to move everything. So now I'm like unpacked. It's somewhere in my garage somewhere. I'm actually when I'm done with this, I'm gonna look for it.
I'm not a huge fan of it, so I only did like a little 4 ounce, almost like a shot. And I took that, and it got me going. Well, I was pretty happy because I can't sit there and sip on coffee. I'm not a fan of. I don't know. Sure. It's just not my personal taste. But like I drank that thing pretty good, and I was like, all right. It didn't taste bad, and it got me going. So I was like, all right, yay, Kaz.
Yeah. I asked my wife, I'm like, when we first got it, I'm like, you want to drink this? I'm like, I don't know what Kaz puts in this. I'm not drinking this. She's like, you're not going to drink that your own. She's like, I'm still making breast milk. I don't know. I can't have my baby like whatever Kaz. I'm like, it's just coffee, babe.
I think it depends like what era Kaz made the coffee.
That's true.
Like what decade Kaz.
Yeah. Could be anything. I'm excited. I'm hoping he put everything in it.
Oh, can we talk about something real quick? I've been wanting to get off my chest for a while. You got time for that? All right, so let's talk about why the 105 kilogram strongman class don't get no love.
I thought I tried to bring that up like 15 minutes ago.
Well, you delved into the athletes, but I didn't get fired up yet. I just
okay. All right. Another sip of Bang. Let's get into it.
There we go. All right, let's go. All right, here we go. Welcome to Fired Up with Flama Blanca, the new podcast. So my question to you, why do you think we don't get any friggin' love?
I think you get just as much love as everyone other than the heavyweights. If you look at any of the other classes that aren't World's Strongest Man, I think it does pretty good. But I think the problem is that people don't know. There's not enough exposure showing who everyone is. Oh, this guy's going to face that guy. There's rivalries building up that human side of it. I think that's the main thing. There's just the people aren't showing like I go to a show and I'll see them and I'm like, wow, that was an amazing feat, and share it. People are like, wow, that share your deadlift at Mid Atlantic and you ripped off your shirt pulling 765 back then. People like
Right.
it, but how do they keep knowing this? There's not like a series forum, like, oh, they're going to be competing again, and then, oh, he won this one. There's, it's not going back and forth like that.
Right. I 100% agree. It's because, my opinion, a lot of it is because the athletes don't do enough themselves to get noticed. Of course. Yeah. It's, it's easy to blame promoters. It is so easy. It's so easy to blame people in charge of the things. But you know what? If I'm running Giants Live World Official Strongman, I'm going to focus on people that give me the most, right? And
and that you've shown in the
longevity.
The previous, for years, it's like these people could, but right now this is how I'm making money. It's hard to invest over here. So,
but that's where we need as an athletic class to step our damn game up physically and how we present ourselves, how we interact with people.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to see a 240-pound man that's a little chubby grunt, because no one wants that, right? They can understand. It seems like they can understand that with the huge guys.
Sure.
It's a different. I don't know if it's just visually such a different kind of comparison where it's like, why does this guy looks like me grunting? I don't know what it is.
It probably needs to be presented in a little bit different way.
Gotta have fun. Nobody's having fun.
The 105s and some of the smaller weight classes have different attributes than the heavyweights. They're not going to be the freak show.
Hold on now.
Not in the way where it's like not like the circus freak show.
I know what you're saying.
They're not like it's not the circus freak show, but
right.
It's
about getting out there. That's why Jerry Wheels. That's why I keep going after Barry. I won't stop. I'm not going to let him go. Listen, Harry, I'm sure you're a very nice guy, and I know you enjoy what you do, which I love. I love you do that. But you got to get through me before you go after them big boys. Why don't you come prove yourself? That's all I'm saying.
I think he's a little too big to do that right now.
I don't care. I'll meet him at a catch weight. I'll Conor McGregor his ass.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, we'll catch weight. Come on, he could be the Nick Diaz. I'll be the McGregor. Let's go.
Sure.
I'll do that all day.
See, that's the thing is, he's doing exactly what the 105 kilos should be doing.
Yes.
He presents himself. He talks for 20 minutes into his YouTube channel and explains his backstory, and and he grew up, and this guy in this gym, and he has he's made himself relatable, and that's what people don't understand.
Even if
he's
your
relatable,
story,
but he's a freak.
Yes, but a lot of people are afraid to tell their story because they don't think it's worth anything. Like me, I don't have any crazy things I overcame. Middle class family, parents divorced, just like millions of other people. I'm a soldier. Oh, I deployed. Oh, so sorry. So to fucking everyone else, it's not a big deal. So I don't have, in my eyes, something that's like catching. But other people, I found they love that. They love that I'm just a guy pushing hard, and they look at my service differently than I look at my service.
Mm-hmm.
They look at me deploying, and it's a lot different than how I view it.
Yeah.
So you got to learn to understand that just because it's not in your scope doesn't mean that it's not going to reach a wider scope.
Well, I think people, they relate. It's the same reason they follow anyone on Instagram and they go about it. Like they might tune in. Like I have a lot of people when I was competing and stuff that are like, they started following me. They're like, that guy looks like Wolverine. That's kind of cool. But then they're like, oh, I actually know, then they get to know you. They get to know your sense of humor, and they realize you're being yourself kind of. And
yeah.
I feel like there's so many people in today's world that are trying to, especially I know when I was younger, and I'm sure when you were younger too, to some extent, you're trying to this is how I want to present myself. Like it's not really who you are.
Yeah.
There's not that many people though that are truly being who they actually are and an authentic person. And then when people see that, because they don't know how to do that themselves, they want to grasp onto it.
And it's a learned skill. It took me a long time to be able to just let myself go, let myself be me. And, you have to, I don't have the full answer yet. As soon as I figure it out, I'm going to write a self-help book about it. As soon as I figure out exactly what I did to let myself be myself, I'm going to tell people how. But, it's just, it's so liberating. Since once again, the Titan Games had a huge part in it. Since then, I felt liberated. I felt like there's nothing I can't do, and that's where it's at. I love it. I just love this feeling. I'm just going to keep riding it because there's nothing better than freedom, emotional freedom.
Oh, it's everything. I mean, you see people that are as successful as anyone can be, but they're still trying to put on some facade. They're still worried. Oh, this person, if I show a little emotion here, they're gonna think I'm soft. And so they act like a hard ass. I'm like, dude, you're a softie. Like, you can tell. Like, I know people like this. They're like 60 years old too. Like,
yeah.
You still haven't got over that. And I think that's
tough.
It is, but I think that's why people like Larry are so successful. He's a freak. He looks good, all this thing, but it's not like
he's a freak. No, all this shit talking I'm doing, people. I want you to let you know something. Larry, what's his last name? Creels. What's his last name? Larry Fields.
Something like that.
He is an absolute freak. He really is. He's strong. He's capable.
Works hard.
So
all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
He does.
Like he has to do all that stuff too. But there's a lot of strong people out there that are freaks that no one knows about.
Yep.
Because just as much of a freak.
Just as much of a freak. It's, for example, I don't think I'd ever, before this training cycle for World's Strongest Man, I didn't know Sean Schumacher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's been around. I just, I wasn't necessarily aware of him or, on the radar. And then I saw a video of him fucking beltless hook ripping 815 for reps. And I'm like, this my face when I saw that. I was like, who is this guy? Where's he coming from?
He's a monster.
He's trying to kill me. Like,
he's been doing this for like over 20 years probably.
Exactly.
Like that.
And it's just, they're always out there and you always got to be aware. You guys, that's why you always got to chase greatness to stay above those that are chasing you.
Sure.
And that's another.
Yeah, I think that would be what the 105. It needs to be a little more
presentation.
Like, yeah, the presentation, and the athletes, they could all work together to kind of build that up, but then getting people to cooperate is a whole different thing.
It's tough. I think a route that we've been going the past few years, like me, Terry, Nick, stepping up to the heavyweights.
Up to Arnold Amateur. We'll get through this and let everyone go about their day. But yeah.
I could talk forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, me too. But I have a baby and stuff to do too. So yeah, stepping up to the Arnold Amateurs 105, I think moving up into the Open is a good class. And I think, it's kind of, the 105 should be a thing on its own, but I think that's kind of what it should be, is maybe a thing to start to get noticed a little bit and then have more opportunities in some open classes is probably the best way to do it. The
key is we're marketable because we are relatable to more people. We, by bodyweight metrics, we are some of the strongest people on earth. We tend to, physique-wise, look a little better and more attainable than some of the heavyweights.
Sure.
And it's just the personalities in the 105 class, I think are second to none, personally, in the guys I've met.
Well, there's going to be more overall people that are roughly, 240-ish pounds and jacked than there is 350.
Yep.
It's just,
those are my arguments why I think we need to get paid and we need to get laid and we need to be all over the damn place.
Yeah, it just, and the thing is, if people aren't giving you what you want, like as a promoter, you have to go out and take it. That's just, and if other people aren't promoting it at all, it's actually, I always looked at it as that's an opportunity.
Go, just wait. If shit don't happen soon, I'm gonna throw my own damn shows. I'm gonna get some fireworks and some pyro. We're gonna go big. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invite 105 from all over the place. $25,000 is the winner.
You can go broke promoting, trying to grow the class.
I'm committed. I really am. I love the sport. I love the class. Above all else, awesome. I enjoy it. So yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I think that's what you have to do. I mean, I built this whole company because there was just starting strongman because there was a lack. There was some like, why aren't people doing this? Why aren't people doing that?
Yep.
I did it.
That's
my best
took
ability.
The chance and took the chance and did it.
That's about it.
That's it. You have to take the chance. Like what I say, closed mouths don't get fed.
They don't.
Nope.
No. So what's Arnold Amateur next?
Yep. If there's another Giants Live qualifier, I'm going to go full throttle with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then just whatever opportunities pop up, man. I'm trying to go international. I might do some cross promotion stuff with some CrossFit athletes in the works. I'll put the whooping on them and then get whooped.
Isn't there like a Wadapalooza has like a strongman class?
It's
that one of the things.
Yes, but it's just terrible timing for me this year. It's like in a week and I'm moving and stuff. It's just like I was so mad because I would have done it.
Yeah, I probably would have done well, I'd imagine.
Yeah, the final yoke is 800 pounds for 100 feet.
So
like that's fairly. It's an ascending yoke too. I was like, ooh, that's nasty.
Not easy.
No, that's going to be nasty.
Yeah, people are going to have a rude awakening.
Yep. So I'm definitely going to get some more of that cross promotional stuff. I'm going to keep putting myself out there. If people they like it, they don't like it. They just better learn to love it because it's the best thing going today. So
you got a website now?
Yes, it is www.strongaftraining.com.
Yep.
We got some videos on there, links around everything. I got some Flama Blanca tees and baseball tees and some. That's where I do my online training, coaching now.
Yeah, and you got some coaching programs up there and everything. So that's definitely a good start and helps support everything you do. You're gonna be doing what was it you're doing with the Army? So you're part of their athletic team. Is what you said?
Yes. Yep. So that's my job. I'm gonna train and compete. That's my day job.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like I just like, you kidding me? Of course, this is awesome. This rarely do one's professional and personal lives hit a peak like that.
Well, yeah. Rarely does your actual professional life be like, no, we just want to pay you to do what you're doing as your, basically a hobby.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yep.
So
I'm very blessed with that. It's part of it's because I've been putting myself out there because I've been pursuing and going and charging hard and not afraid to be me. And, I'm starting to reap some of the benefits and watch out, who knows what's going to happen.
Awesome. Someone getting into the sport, what's your main advice?
My main advice is compete and meet people in the sport.
Yeah. Totally.
I wouldn't be, that's what did it for me. I met some guys early on in my strongman career, Lynn Morehouse and that crew, James and them, like my second or third show. And it just changed everything.
Sure. Yeah. I think people always want to wait till they're ready. Like how strong do I have to be? I mean, that's my first show. I zeroed everything, but one event. But I had fun. I still hit PRs. Like just picking up, the Farmers was a PR or whatever. Like lapping the stone was a PR. I didn't load it, but
and it's just I can't say enough about the people. It's just everyone around you cheering, the shit you learn, the characters you meet, and just a lot of people they haven't competed in stuff.
Sure.
So they've never had that experience of having that kind of center stage and performing and having people there cheering. So it's an exhilarating experience, and I recommend it for everybody.
Yeah, and that's how you get connected with everyone around. That's how you're going to find, this person has this equipment. They're going to tell you about shows coming up. You gotta do it to get in. You got to get involved in order to do it. You don't want to just sit there in your dungeon and train until you feel like you're ready and just show up.
You ain't never gonna be ready. I don't think I've ever actually felt like ready, like because there's always something you could fix and get better at.
Of course,
always. So
yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for coming on today. Any parting words before we get out of here?
Yeah. So I would just say that I appreciate everyone. I appreciate the support that's been given to me through this run through Titans and Worlds. It's been phenomenal. Flama Blanca's here to stay. He ain't going nowhere. So everyone better just get used to this. I'm pointing to my face if we're doing the audio podcast.
All right. Yeah, thanks for joining, Anthony. Of course, your website, Strong AF Training, right? Yeah.
Yep. We'll play on words. My initials are AF as well.
Oh. I thought it was something else.
See?
StrongAFtraining.com. Follow you. It's what?
Anthony Fuhrman Strong.
Anthony Fuhrman Strong. I'm Kalle Beck. Follow me at Let Kalle Lift. Subscribe to Strong Talk Podcast. Wherever we do it, we'll be doing more interviews again. Had to take a little year hiatus, but we'll be starting this up. And appreciate everyone coming. And good to talk to you again, Anthony. We'll be in touch. And good luck in the future. And hopefully there's like a comeback Titan show. I think it would do well.
Now that I know what's going on, I'll get it.
You be ready?
Mind. Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, have a strong week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Adios, muchacho.